Hello, my name is Andy Valadez. I've been supporting Open Carry Texas now for probably about a year and a half. I observed the video, I think 2 years ago, when C.J. Grisham was arrested by Officer Ermis in Temple. And as I understood the issue and saw what was happening on camera, as a former Marine and a veteran supporting C.J. Grisham, who's also a retired first sergeant, I thought this was an issue. This was a line in the sand issue for America. And with that being said, as a Marine and also as a student of history and understanding not just American history, but this right to bear arms is a natural, God-given right that's been codified in our Constitution. With that being said, there have been thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people that have died for this right that we have. It's not a privilege, and that's really what's been very interesting to me is, everyone's centered around the fact that firearms are a protective weapon. But there's a reason why it is critical for us to be able to protect ourselves, to protect our families, to be a beacon in society. What I've observed in Open Carry, I've gone on an open demonstration. I've supported financially. I've supported with advice. I do have a marketing company on how to get media coverage and so forth, and really challenge those that have different views on gun ownership and protection and right to protect, etc. And so as I've gotten involved with this movement, what I've seen is that people are really were on the fence originally. Of course, when you start a novel idea, which this isn't, this is actually something that's been settled. When you start to unravel the layers and the years of, I don't know, historical crud, I'd call it, and challenge the status quo, people at first think you're crazy, then they start to fight you, and then they start to accept it because they do recognize it as a truth. And right now, Open Carry as an idea is winning. It's a bright mind idea. It's for those that are knowledgeable, that have actually gone and researched the issue and studied it. And so what I see now is you're getting less resistance. In the past, when I went on an Open Carry demonstration, I saw maybe 30–50% of support. People were honking. You did see some people that had some concerns on their face, but again, that's part of the conversation. Out of all of the thousands of people that I saw on the Open Carry demonstration that I did last year, there's only one person that was actually off their lid and shot the finger and drove off, but that just goes to show you, how people can react to different situations. But the mature position is to study the issue, find out more, find out if you really should have a firearm to protect your family, not just the male, but the females in your family. I've got 2 young girls and want to educate them on the proper respect of firearms and safety, but also teaching them that your mind really is the most dangerous weapon, and it's how you avoid situations and how you to not position yourself as a victim. So as a veteran, as a former Marine, and recognizing the history that veterans, people like myself, there's 25 million veterans that have served in our military and currently serving, that have fought and died for these rights. This is a God-given American right. I am hoping that we export it globally. I mean, there are people that are under tyranny. There are people that are suffering under the hands of bad people around the world. And so an armed society is indeed a polite society. Now, I did go to the Capitol, Open Capitol rally yesterday with C.J. Grisham being the figurehead who spoke, along with Terry Holcomb Sr. and David Ahmed here from Open Carry Houston and others. And it was really interesting to see 200 armed citizens from all walks of life, all ethnicities, male and female, and be a part of history. As I open carried yesterday was the first day, January 1st, on the way to Austin, stopped in the convenience store, took my family. We, got kolaches, I think in Ellinger. There's a Chevron Station there, family environment. Even a visiting HPD was there. No second glance. No one asked any questions. No one was fearful. No one called 911, man with a gun. We got our merchandise, and we were on our way. It was part of a learning experience for me because I haven't open carried a firearm, modern firearm, since I went to Louisiana back in July this summer, which is a no license state from what I understand. Now, going to the rally afterwards, I took my family out to eat, and again, open carried, no issues. Wound up going to a local mall there, Barton Creek Mall, and no signage there to prevent me from open carrying. And it was a pretty crowded mall. No one raised a concern. Again, no 911 calls. So I think a lot of the narrative in the media, maybe, and people on social media that are fearful, really kind of have positioned themselves as what I'd call chicken littles. I mean, it's much to do about nothing. In fact, as I'm in the mall, a lot of them were, of course, a lot of the shops we went to because of my girls were in female, frequented locations, dress shops, those kinds of things. And what I observed is women that kind of sense a sense of relief, if you will. I had a couple of people come up to me and thank me for my service, and of course I was carrying then, and I did, it was no big deal. So of course my family felt safe, and I felt safe. I wasn't threatening to anybody, and it was all very cordial. Now there could have been people in there that are very, very vocal and very strong on Facebook, but in public, they're not as strong. I mean, no one came up and said, hey, you shouldn't be doing that, and I don't agree with that, blah, 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 blah. And, of course, if someone does come up, I'm going to, talk to them intelligibly about the issues, and hopefully they're wanting to learn. And, again, America, this is only one America. Once America's gone, that's it. So I do hope that the open carry movement expands. I hope that if you are a concealed handgun carrier, as a male, I had a female speak earlier about, whether it's tactically or whatever, open carry has been demonstrated and proven correct for thousands of years. All of our military, open carry. All of our law enforcement, open carry. There is no tactical surprise by concealed carry per se, because you look just like a victim. If no one can tell you're carrying, you look just like a victim. If you're open carrying, show of force, it's a prevention to me. It's like it's a deterrent to crime. Open carry is reactionary. It's what happens after the crime has been committed, or your attempt to stop it. You have too much time that you have to waste. Now, if you do some research on YouTube and look at what it takes to defend yourself, time is critical. Seconds are critical. And law enforcement are not first responders. They're second responders. They show up after the situation has occurred. And so as we look at terrorism and we look at evil people, crazy people, if you will, what they want to do to our loved ones, it's better. And I want to see more people open carry. I don't want to be the only one. So if you are a CHL holder, and I think there's 925,000 of us here in Texas, get trained, learn how to protect yourself, not just to go to the class that you go to, but do some research on YouTube and whatnot, and carry, test it. Check it out. See what you think. I mean, it is like using a new muscle. If you've never done it before, and it was just for me, it's like, okay, you remember when I first got a cell phone? It was odd carrying a cell phone, but now for 20 years I've had a CHL. And so it's like carrying a cell phone. Never had to use it, thankfully. My wife as well, she's trained and has her own permit. But we want to get away from the permits as well. We want to get to the unlicensed constitutional carry, which is your God-given natural right. 5 states, I think 4 states already have it. Texas should be next. We should lead the way instead of following. 7 states have constitutional carry. Again, my name is Andy Valadez. I just wanted to say a few words on what I thought about the movement and the issue. I'm glad that it's becoming a national and global discussion, and I am for Second Amendment rights, right to bear arms all over the world, if you want to go that far, because I do know that people are suffering under the hands of evil men, and good people need to protect themselves. Thank you.